Hello and welcome to another episode of the SNS Cricket Diaries. I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you so much for giving us the love and appreciation and support that you have been giving for the last 1.5 years. Friends, we keep inviting a lot of interesting guests on this show, be it cricketers, be it former cricketers, be it sports writers, and today we have one such special guest, a sports writer and of repute in the online industry as well. So I welcome Swati Bhatia to the SNS Cricket Diaries. Thank you so much, Swati, for being here.
Thank you, Siddharth, for inviting me.
Okay, great. So let me give a brief intro of Swati. Swati Bhatia is an engineer turned sports writer. Swati started her writing journey in 2019. She previously worked for Sports Tiger and Inside Sport and is currently working with Total Pro Sports, a Canadian sports website. She is a big fan of Lionel Messi and Virat Kohli. She loves music. She's a big fan of Hosier and Backstreet Boys. And she loves playing FIFA and NBA 2K in her free time. Those are some really interesting interests that you have, Swati.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been, as people would say, tomboy kind of girl. I grew up with an older brother, and I used to watch him play cricket with his friends, and so my involvement was always, I was always around boys and men. So I grew up watching them play cricket, watching them play kabaddi
Mhm.
and marbles. So my childhood was uh, so much fun, but it was not about playing with dolls or having a kitchen set or something like that. It has always been like that I used to grab bat whenever I get a chance, and I used to fight with my brother to allow me to play cricket with him, although we
Mhm.
have a very big difference. He's 7 years older than me, but still I used to ask him, okay, please allow me, just take me with him and just let me play. So yeah, that was my childhood.
Great. Talking about kitchen set, that reminds me that I have played kitchen set with my sister when I was small. So I think yeah, gender has no bar for
Yeah,
what interests we can
ab-
have. So
absolutely.
great, Swati. So at the top of the show, let me start by again, giving my gratitude to you for coming here and doing this show.
Yeah.
Um, Swati, I'd like to straight away start with the question of what initially inspired you to become a cricket writer, and how did you get started in this field?
It all happened quite randomly, to be honest with you. So that as I mentioned, that I completed my engineering in 2015. I am from an engineering background. My brother is an engineer. My bhabhi is an engineer. My father is an engineer. So you know how it works in Indian family. That okay, do the engineering, and you can just start working in an IT company and move your career. So it was like that for me as well. I completed my engineering in 2015, and then I worked in a couple of IT companies, but I was never interested in technical thing or engineering or computer science or coding. But my brother, he forced me, okay, just try. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So he tagged me along, in his own on his own at his own company. But what I used to do is I used to play table tennis all day with his colleagues. He didn't know. During my training time, we had 9 hour classes from 10 to 7. But what I used to do is I used to bunk those training classes in the office, and then I used to play table tennis with all his colleagues. So I realized pretty soon that yeah, it's not for me. I've always been into sports, but still I wasn't aware that okay, I can pursue a career in sports. I was still not aware. Uh, so I was randomly checking out Naukri.com and something. I don't remember the correct website, but yeah. So I saw the ad of a sports writer.
Mhm.
So I okay, it's a job. I didn't know before that okay, you can apply as a you can have a career as a sports writer or sports editor. So okay, I said okay, let's try. So I just jokingly just add my resume there, and fortunately I got a call next day from my team 11, and they asked me for an interview.
Mhm.
So I said okay, and I didn't prepare anything for that. I just went there and I had a very good conversation. They asked me about cricket and what happened in the last match or in the last series. And as I said, I was a very big fan of cricket and football. So I didn't need to prepare anything. I was always, I was ready. So
Mm,
I wrote a match report as an assignment right there. And then we had a conversation about couple of more sports, tennis, Formula One. And
mm,
then after that, I got the job.
mhm,
So it all started from there. So it all happened randomly, to be honest. I wasn't aware that,
mm,
sports writing is a career. You can make a career in sports. So as you said, the destiny, that
mhm.
I randomly saw the ad and then applied and then got a call. So yeah, it all started from there.
So Swati, आप ये कहना चाहते हैं that before you got this job, you were not much into writing of cricket at all. You did not
Absolutely
write.
not. No, no, no. I didn't know. I did not write because, but I would say that I had in my genes because my father is a writer. Matlab, he is an engineer. He worked as an engineer, but he wrote couple of novels for himself, for my grandmother. He wrote poems. So that gene,
Mhm,
is with me. I feel so. I used to write poems, short stories, but I never wrote any kind of match report or any news article on sports. I used to read a lot, to be honest. I was a big fan of ESPN Cricinfo, and I used to read all the articles,
right.
all the feature articles or all the match reports. So I was a good reader, but I never wrote anything before that.
But that's very interesting, Swati. मेरा अगला सवाल आपसे ये है that actually that's not part of the plan that I have, but I'd like to ask you that since you spoke about match reports, so how much do you think जो आप you said that you used to read a lot, and so how much like do you think that that sort of is important in terms of cricket writing that you are a good reader of the game?
Not just cricket writing, I would say. As a writer,
Mhm,
as a writer, if you want to become a writer, it's very important to be a good reader as well. When you
mhm,
start reading, things, you get to know, okay, how to, narrate a story around it. If it could be sports, it could be any genre, but I do feel that reading played a big part, because when I did my interview and they gave me the assignment to write a match report, I didn't have any experience of writing an article, but I still wrote it because I read a lot, that
mhm,
how to, create an article, how to build the match report. So that helped me. So by reading, I just got it and just wrote it down, and then I got selected. So I think yes, it doesn't matter if you are, writing on sports or any other genre. You just have to be a good reader. That I feel. And still now as well, I still read a lot. I
mhm.
still go to different website to see what kind of articles that are being written. It doesn't have to be feature articles. Sometimes I just go through a website that covers social media articles,
Right.
the masala types of kind of articles. That is not my niche, but I try to you
Mm,
know read those kind of articles as well, because as we know that social media is uh, you know is the boss, to be honest, because people are now starting going towards those kind of writing where they are not interested in reading feature articles. They are more into quirky articles, funny kind of articles, or creative articles, or masala articles. So yeah, I'm trying to learn that and write those kind of articles as well. So there is no end to learning. uh,
right.
so I do read a lot, and I try to inculcate those learnings in my writing.
Great. And talking about inculcating those traits in your writing, how do you balance covering the technical aspects of cricket? Now, I'm going to talk about cricket more in this, although I know that you obviously are much more than cricket you cover. But then, what are the like how do you balance covering the technical aspects of cricket with making the game accessible and engaging for readers who may be probably new to it?
As I mentioned that I had that writer gene in me, where I used to narrate stories. I used to write short stories. So I always try to create an article which narrates a story. It's not about writing a feature piece which is all about technical part. I try to create a story. I try to narrate a story through that article. So it's my article doesn't contain much of
Okay.
technical things, but I do make sure that if I am adding something technical, I make it as simple as possible. I do not like to add complex words or something like that. I always try to keep it simple as much as possible, and then I give examples or analogies in my article, so that if a reader who hasn't who isn't following cricket or doesn't know much about cricket can follow easily, that okay, what is this? So I always try to have a question kind of subheaders where I can explain things to the readers, so that helps.
Right, right. Interesting. And can you share a particularly memorable or challenging moment that you've experienced while covering, a cricket match?
See,
Maybe.
when I started my writing journey, I would say, as I said, I wasn't I didn't have any experience in writing. So there have been many instances when I used to cover, I was writing match report, and when you know that when you are writing a match report, it needs to be very quick, and you need to publish it as soon as the match gets over. So
Yeah.
I used to write my match report, and I was, all happy that okay, all is good. It's set to be published, and then something happens, and the match turns, and it goes to super over. It's and something like that happens. So that those kind of moments you used to frustrate me, because then I used to start writing again from scratch, and then you are
Mm-hmm.
a little nervous because you need to complete it as soon as possible and hit the publish button before anyone else. So those matches, those instances were very hectic for me. But with time, I learned how to create that match report where I do not need to write the whole match report by myself. I need to create the first two, three paras
Mm-hmm.
about the match, and then the first para which will go use was the only para that I used to add after the game. So it
Mm-hmm.
was about 100 words, which would take around 2 to 3 minutes to write. So I learned with time. But yeah, when I started, I think writing a match report in those close matches were very tense for me.
And how has been the feedback from your readers? Have you had some interesting comments that you'd like to share, be it positive or sometimes we might get some negative feedback as well. So anything interesting, weird, funny sort of comment that you have received on your
Most
article?
fun, yeah, the I think the special part about my writing is that, as I mentioned, that I would never try to make it complicated. So I keep it very simple. And since I have a very good sense of humor, I try to add that humor in my articles as well. So if I'm writing about something, uh, James Anderson or something like that, I used to use some terms or some phrases where I can, just tease a bit, tease the reader a bit, or tease the cricketer or athlete a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I used to. I think my specialty is that I write. I use my sense of humor in my articles. So yeah, people like that. I try to find some kind of angles which usually people don't cover, and
Mm-hmm.
I gave it that a humorous angle to that.
Mm-hmm.
So people can okay, it's something different. So I think that has been my specialty, where I use my sense of humor in my writing, and people have loved that. And not just writing, because uh, I am a very creative writer as well, so I played a big part in social media as well.
Mm-hmm.
So during the, I think it was IPL 2020 or 21, I don't remember, but I had a plan that okay, uh, I think we should start fake that WhatsApp chat during the IPL part. And my manager asked, okay, what's the fake WhatsApp? And I said, okay, what we will do is we will create a fake WhatsApp chat between players after the game or before the game. It would be funny. So I used to create those WhatsApp messages, fake WhatsApp messages, and we used to post it as reels on Instagram, and it generated so much views. We started getting 7 millions, 8 millions views on those reels, and people started asking for those fake WhatsApp chats every day. Every other sports website started covering that, what fake WhatsApp chat or fake Facebook Messenger type kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to bring that kind of, angle where I can come up with something new, not just in my writing, but
Mm-hmm.
in creative sense as well. It could be social media, it could be YouTube video, or it could be writing. So I try to, contribute in that part as well. So yeah, and I think, if you ask me, I personally enjoy writing for social media much more than I like writing articles, because I know, I have realized that people now don't want to read long articles. They want something, short and sweet and funny and engaging. And I think social media has that power where you can
Mm.
you can show that creativeness, you can show that your creativity through that platform. So I've started focusing on that as well. And so far it has yielded good results, and hopefully I can come up with something new, and we can have more followers in coming months.
I think Swati, I'd like to say here that while you are right that people nowadays, I think majority of the people do are not really interested in long articles now. We live in the age of reels and stories. But I think there is, there are people like me, I would say, who still like to read once in a while, at least, those long articles. I'm reminded of, ESPN Cricket 4 used to have the Cricket Monthly. I think they still probably run it, but
Yeah, they still run it. Sports Star runs it. They have that magazine. I have couple of magazine. I think I have my monthly subscription with them, so I get
oh,
monthly magazine. So I do read. To be honest, as I said, that I am a good reader. I love reading. So
yeah,
I have that thing that, okay, I want to read the newspaper. I want to read magazines. I'm still that old kind of, old
yeah,
school people. But I do have that realization that the new generation
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
want kind of content. They need something that they can watch on metro, or while traveling or something like that. And reading is not, I think, it's sad to be honest, but it's the reality. And sometimes what you need to do is you need to go with the flow. So,
right,
so I
right,
always try to adapt to things, and I think that's one of my good habit, that I have a good tendency to adapt very
right,
quickly.
yeah, yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
important.
although it's sad that people don't like reading that much, but still I'm
Hmm.
happy to contribute with another thing. So yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, and as you talk about you know, changes in the way of people reading and how technology has come in, so my next question is actually related to that. That how has technology such as data analytics and social media, जो जिसके बारे में आपने अभी काफी कुछ कहा है, how have they influenced cricket writing, Swati, and not just writing, journalism in general in recent years? What has been your experience?
See, to be honest, data analysis has created a new profession. To be honest, while many good websites, or many, in fact, all the teams today just go for the data analysis, because it not just helps you in writing, it helps you in uh, improving the player, or improving an athlete, or you can just check what needs to be done. So I think data analysis is itself a big profession. But
Right.
yeah, it has helped many writers, because as I said, that it allows them to go deep into the sports, and they can just do the analysis and explain things in a way that people can understand
Mm,
through the data. You don't need to write long paragraphs about it. Just create the data, and you can just create an image or creative, and just post it there and explain it through
mm,
that. So I think it has made things easier for writers, as well as for the readers, and for the athletes, and the team that wants to improve, and are doing much to get him to make their team better. So I think it has helped them a lot. But as a writer, to be honest, it it because I am a simple writer, and I don't
yeah.
use much data in my article, so I would say personally it hasn't helped me that much. But yeah, it has helped many writers who want to become that data analyst writer, or data writer. So that is a different genre, to be honest. And but it has created a different genre, or it has created a different profession, or out of it. So that's a good thing, that I feel.
And how about social media? How has that shaped cricket writing over the years?
Uh,
Because these,
my I have a different view, to be honest. I what I feel is that social media has somewhat, it has impacted the writing in a negative way. people, websites who are covering good, authentic articles, authentic content regarding the cricket and regarding the analysis part are more into what Virat Kohli posted on their Instagram story about Rohit Sharma, or sarcastic reply or tweet reply or something like that. So people, writers, in fact, writers are now focused more on what's happening on social media so that we can write an article and then get the clicks that they want, that the website wants. So it's all about the clicks and traffic, to be honest, and that authentic articles or authentic quality content regarding the cricket, regarding the people, regarding the athletes, or regarding the cricketers, it it has, it has suffered. It is suffering, to be honest. I feel that a website like Crickbuzz and ESPN, who are still, following the same old format, are struggling, as far as I know, traffic wise. So it's not just a small website. Big websites like ESPN Cricket or
Mm.
Crickers are also, taking a blunt out of it. So I think social media, and if you see websites like Crick Tracker or Sports they are, they are generating millions of traffic because the kind of articles they follow are different.
Different, yeah.
It all
Right.
on social media. It's so if you ask me, I would say the sports writing has become a sports entertainment writing. So it has added the entertainment part in it,
Right.
and which people likes,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So what you
Mm.
can do, but yeah, I think it has made a negative impact on writing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just reminded of a writer like Boria Majumdar. I follow him on LinkedIn, and these days I see a lot of the people, they almost write full length articles on LinkedIn itself. You know, we look at
Yeah,
Boria Majumdar, he has been writing I don't know, like, whether, I mean, obviously the articles that he may be writing in newspapers would be probably slightly different, but then the posts that he puts up on LinkedIn, for example, about certain events in cricket or other sports, they're quite lengthy pieces, and they're almost as good as a sort of proper articles. So I feel I think social media's accessibility and appeal, and the traffic that it gets, I think, is sort of impacting in a way how seasoned writers like Boria Majumdar also want to have access to their readers. So I think that's sort of opened up a new avenue
yeah,
for writers that way.
yeah, absolutely. That is one thing. But as you mentioned, that I speak as a writer.
Hmm.
So for me, it is like that. That when I start to write, and when my chief editor asked me, okay, cover a social copy. What Virat Kohli said on his Instagram. Cover what Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma were doing in London. So you know, they want these kind of copies. They don't want what happened. Why Virat Kohli didn't
Yeah.
score good in the Sri Lanka series? What happened? What was the reason? They don't want to, they don't want to cover that, but they want what Virat Kohli said after the match, or they what Virat Kohli did in London during his time off. So unfortunately, it has impacted writers as well because they are not writing those kind of articles, and in a way, when you do not write, you just kind of start to forget things. so so while it would take me around an hour or two to write a good content or to write a good feature piece, now it will take more than 2 hours because now it is not in my habit or not in my practice. So I
Right.
think as a writer you need that kind of practice, you need that kind of challenge, but you don't get that. And there, I think, as you mentioned, that I think, yes, you are right, that social media comes where you can just post some things on LinkedIn
Mm.
and create a good connection of followers. So yeah, I try doing that with short articles, and hopefully I have for so far generated 5,000 followers, and let's see, we can just
Right.
uh, attract more readers to that
Right.
kind of content.
Right. Interesting, Swati. My next question is about certain trends that we see, have shaped cricket on and off both the on and off the field in the last many years. So, going ahead in future, how do you see that? What trends do you see shaping the future of cricket, and how do you think that they will impact also the way the game is written about and consumed? Because मुझे लगता है, Swati, that we have almost reached the end of creativity in terms of the development of social media or technology, but you never know how things can go much more. So any idea about what trends can come in future?
I think AI will, take over some of the things, some of the part of cricket where I think the data analyst part where we are, hiring data analyst for the analysis. But I don't think it will be in future, unfortunately. I think AI will take over that thing where you can just write write the stats, and then you can get that kind of analysis through ChatGPT or other kind of AI tools. So I
Mm.
think I think there some will be some impact through AI. Uh, I don't know if it will be good impact or negative impact, because as we know that VAR has created lots of controversy. It's a good technology. When it started, people were very excited. Okay, now we can enjoy a game. We can enjoy a good game because there will be no cheating or there will be no unfair advantages. But look what happens. People are still complaining that VAR did it wrong, and we want, the old football back.
Mm.
So it has always been like that. So you can hope that it turns out good, but a human is a human, a
Yeah.
computer is a computer. So you never know.
Mm. Okay. Interesting, Swati. So now, as we head towards the end of this fascinating interview with Swati, I'd just like to ask about the recent India Sri Lanka series. Jo kal khatam hua, and
Mhm.
what a terrible game it was for India. And I'd like to combine.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch the game because I was covering Olympics, and it has been uh, a marathon for me and my family where we just sit down and watch. Watch from 11 in the morning to 2 at night. Uh,
Wow.
it's all about Olympics. We watch every game, diving, synchronizing diving, cycling, everything.
Mm.
So cricket has taken a backseat for now. After the World Cup, I took a break from cricket. I haven't, but I did keep a tab on cricket. I do like to read, as I mentioned. That so I read a couple of match reports as well. What happened? What Rohit Sharma said after the game. So yeah, I think I feel that the team combination was not right, but still it's early for Gautam Gambhir, to be honest. He's still seeing what works, what not works. So with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, they are on the verge of ending their at least the ODI career.
Mhm.
I feel that they are experimenting a lot to see which player would fit, would be good enough to replace those veterans. So I think it's still early. I think what they did is the experiment part, which did not work out. Sri Lanka had good talent when it comes to spin department. So yeah, it was shocking, but yeah, I understand that okay, it can happen when you do experiment, when you are into that transition phase.
Mm.
You do lose a couple of series here and there, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I think they will go back to that board and just see what went wrong and what they could change, because we will have another World Cup. I think next year, after next year. So let's see. I think Champions Trophy is next year. So yeah, that is
Champions Trophy,
considered
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I think, Swati, what do you have to say about Gautam Gambhir's appointment? I mean, irrespective of his result of the IODI series, mein, he won the T20 series. But then, just at the beginning when he was appointed as coach, what was your reaction and how do you feel? The reason why I'm asking
I
is that,
was very happy, to be honest, when he was appointed as a head coach. I think India needs a kind of coach who is very straightforward, who doesn't give a shit about the senior players or junior players. And I think it helps that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are on the verge of leaving the ODI side, because then with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli and with Gautam Gambhir, there is a very high chance that the ego could have clashed.
mm,
So fortunately, I don't think it would be for too long, because I think Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma will take a break from ODI and will focus more on Test.
and
So
when do you think is that's going to happen? If we can get some news bite from you, yeah.
I have I literally have no idea, but
Do you think they're going to continue playing beyond the Champions Trophy?
I do not think so, to be honest, because if India wins the Champions Trophy, I think it would be their last. If not, I think they can, play a good. series against Australia or or South Africa or New Zealand side, but I still feel that uh, that it's the end because players like Yashasvi Jaiswal and other youngsters are knocking on the door, so they need a proper time to get into into the squad. So they need that kind of exposure, and it
Right.
will hopefully happen when Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma will take a break and okay, let's give the youngsters an opportunity to see. So they need that kind of exposure. So I feel it would. I don't think they will extend beyond the Champions Trophy.
Mm.
Uh, they will focus on World Test Championship and Test Series. So hopefully it will turn out good for India because Gautam Gambhir has a good mindset, has a winning mindset, which can change Indian cricket. So hoping for the best. Um, let's
Right.
see.
Right. Well, great. Thank you so much, Swati, for this insightful interview and about your career and experience as a sports writer. And from the SNS Cricket Diaries, we wish you all the best and hope to have you again sometime on this show.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's hope we can have a chat after India wins the Champions Trophy. We can celebrate it together. So yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope all the viewers here at the SNS Cricket Diaries have enjoyed this show. Until the next time, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.